If you don't know Noura Erakat, you absolutely should. She is a brilliant scholar. She is a writer of an amazing book. She is a powerful legal mind. She is an extraordinary and prolific scholar, a professor at Rutgers University. Noura Erakat is a Palestinian who spends much of her professional and political life struggling for Palestinian liberation. She hit the news cycle last week when she tweeted that she was strongly considering a run along with Jill Stein in the 2024 election. Jill Stein apparently recruited Noura to be her running mate. And last week, I raised the issue. I told that story. I reported that story, but I didn't just report the story. I raised some questions. I said, I know Noura very well. I admire Noura. I respect Noura. And so I was wondering what her political calculus was here, because she's one of the most principled and thoughtful people who I've ever met. And so I said, if Noura Erakat runs with the Green Party could win some votes. The Green Party could cost Kamala Harris Michigan. The Green Party could cost Pennsylvania. And maybe another state, but Michigan is an Arab stronghold. Pennsylvania has a big uncommitted movement. So Noura being involved with the Green Party ticket could be a difference maker for them in terms of them getting closer to 3 or 4%. I should say us. I am, full disclosure, a member of the Green Party, a proud member of the Green Party. But it also could cost Kamala something. It could also give Donald Trump something. And so I wondered what Noura's political calculus was. Not saying it was right or wrong. I was just genuinely wanted to know. And I was a bit surprised at the disclosure, particularly before the deal was done. But I was excited by it. Again, I respect and admire Noura Erakat a great deal, and so I wanted to see what would come of this. So time goes on. The Green Party still hasn't announced a VP. Jill Stein still hasn't announced her VP. I started to hear a buzz last Thursday and Friday. People started calling me, asking me, what do you know about Butch Ware? If you don't know, Butch Ware is the ultimate choice for the Green Party VP slot. He is a historian. He is a Muslim. He is again, a good brother. I've known him for decent amount of time. We're not friends or anything like that, but he's a comrade. He's a brilliant brother. We went to the same graduate school, and we were there at the same time. He finished the year before I did. And so I saw Butch Ware. His name was circulating behind the scenes. He was considering running. And I said, well, if he's considering running, then Noura must be out of the mix, but I didn't understand why. And then Friday night, I believe, they announced that Butch Ware, Dr. Butch Ware, would be the Green Party's VP nominee. And so there was a mystery about what was going on with Noura. And then Noura takes to Twitter and breaks down what happened. Now, stay with me, y'all, because this is interesting. Stay with me, y'all. This is interesting. That was nasty. Noura said, after thoughtful deliberation, the Green Party and I could not agree on terms of campaign regarding strategy. This means I will not join their slate as VP. My priority remains our collective liberation, rooted in ending genocide, facilitated by U.S. cover and relentless arms transfers to Israel. So we saw this on the 16th, which was Friday night, Friday afternoon at 2:37 p.m. And I said they couldn't agree on strategy. What does that mean? Now, we all know, again, Noura as a principled person. We all know her as a committed voice for Palestine. So when people heard that she wasn't joining because they couldn't agree on strategy, people started to jump to assumptions. And I would say a lot of people jumped to an assumption that the Green Party wasn't moving the proper way on Palestine. And so people kind of wanted Noura to say more. People even like Ali Abu Naima. Ali Abu Naima is the founder of Electronic Intifada, another one of our comrades. Shout out to Ali. He said, actually, let me see. Actually, what I should say is Ali wrote this. He said, Noura, you should clarify what these differences were, because I'm seeing people already concluding wrongly and unfairly that somehow the issue is that the Green Party was too soft on the question of Palestine. Ali wrote that because people like Jason Call wrote, before people jump to conclusions, and by the way, Jason Call is a Green Party member, I need to clarify this. The proposal was that if Noura joins the team as VP, he will be under the condition that the Stein campaign withdraw from the election should the Democrats secure a permanent ceasefire and offensive arms embargo. We rejected it because, I'll get to that in a moment, but I want to be clear, I want to clarify. So basically, Noura says she's not running. She says they couldn't agree. And then, but she doesn't say what they couldn't agree on. She's not explaining why. Someone from the Green Party then jumps on and says, well, Noura basically was saying she would join if Jill Stein would withdraw from the election if the Democrats get a permanent ceasefire and an arms embargo. In other words, we're going to leverage the power of the Green Party ticket in Michigan, in Pennsylvania, in other states, in a way where Kamala Harris will be so scared of losing those states that she'll agree to the ceasefire and the arms embargo. That seems reasonable as a strategy. I get what Noura was going for. Jason Call says, we rejected it because, one, you cannot trust either the Democrats or Israel to keep their word. Two, we would be sabotaging the entire election for the Green Party, both now and in 2028, giving up ballot lines that we have earned. And three, it is not possible to withdraw from most ballots anyway. The best we could do is stop campaigning and tell people not to vote for us. We cannot request that any be removed from the ballots. We do not believe concessions to the empire advance the cause of justice. Of course, the highest priority is for a ceasefire in Palestine. We also see a full dismantling of the apartheid state and the occupation of Palestine by the Zionist regime, Free Palestine. Of course, he shows his Free Palestine tattoo for whatever reason, I'm not sure. But this is the breakdown. And then Ali writes, I'm glad that the Green Party offered this important clarification since people were jumping to incorrect conclusions. So at this moment, now the tide is shifting. Now people are saying, well, why didn't Noura say more? Again, I'm going to remind you that Noura Erakat is principled. Noura Erakat is honest. Noura Erakat is transparent. So my question at that point was, well, what the hell is going on? Because there's something missing here. Right? And so that's when Noura writes this. Stay with me, y'all. In respect to the Green Party's request to refrain from sharing more before the announcement this eve, I did not share more. Now I can. The party is solid on Palestine, but we disagreed on how to intervene politically in this moment. So let's be clear. Noura didn't say more, not because she wanted to mislead the public about the Green Party's position on Palestine. She didn't say more because they asked her not to say more. She told them what she was going to say. They said, cool. Everybody said they're going to be quiet and let Butch Ware get his nomination moment, and then everybody would talk about it later. But Noura kept her end of the bargain, according to Noura. This is according to Noura's words. I wasn't there. But according to Noura's words here, she refrained. She didn't say more. But then the Green Party comes out and breaks down their statement under her, which then makes Noura look as if she was being coy or cagey or just flat out dishonest. So that's not a good look. And so Noura continues. She said, I offered to join the ticket if they would be willing to concede the election if Dems deliver on permanent ceasefire and arms embargo. The idea being, as I thought, using Stein's margin in 3 swing states to compel those concessions. If we truly believe that Dems would never concede, then there's nothing to lose. It also makes clear to those eager to throw Palestinians, Arab Americans, and Arab Muslims under the bus if they lose Trump, that they are the source of their own loss. That's a powerful point, she's saying. She's saying, look, don't let the world go out and say the Green Party lost the election for Kamala Harris, or Muslims, brown people, black people, Palestinians, Arab Americans, whatever, lost the election for Kamala Harris. Say, look, Dems, you want to win the election? Do the right thing. Ceasefire. Do the right thing. Arms embargo. You can't then blame us. She said the Green Party rejected this as they are accountable to their broader base and the health of their party. Remember, Noura is not a Green Party member. She is not a member of the party, but she obviously stands with us. I understand that. But my priority in this moment is doing everything we can to end genocide by using all the leverage we have. I wish the Green Party the best in this campaign and beyond. We've always needed to break the hold of a regressive and harmful two-party system. Now more than ever, we all play our part. There's so much power in what Noura did, and hopefully Noura will come on later in the week. We're asking her to come on, and hopefully she'll come on to have that conversation. I have a couple of thoughts. First, I understand, to Bullet the Bunny's point, I understand why the Green Party wanted not to stop, not to agree to a concession. 5% of the vote matters. You get federal funding. They have other elections that they're in. The logistical stuff about, you can't take a name off a ballot, all that's fine. If you stop campaigning or you tell your base, hey, we're voting for Kamala, just like the Working Families Party did, you'll be fine. You'll win. You'll achieve your goals. So I don't believe that they could have done nothing. They could have come to an agreement if that was the only hangup. But the Green Party does not want to concede this election. There's an argument for that. Based on the Green Party's position and their vision and their goals, it makes sense that they didn't want to do that. I don't agree with that. I agree with Noura. I think the best thing to do, if everybody agrees that a ceasefire is the biggest thing, if everybody agrees that stopping the death and the violence, stopping the weapons sales and transfers to Israel, if that's the biggest thing, then let's do whatever we can to facilitate that. Let's facilitate it stopping. Let's shut it down. That's how you do it. But they didn't agree. Now, I can accept that the Green Party didn't agree with Noura Erakat. I can accept that. Again, I don't agree. I agree with Noura, but what I can't accept, what I think is deeply problematic, is the way it was handled. If there was an agreement to say nothing, then nothing should have been said. If they told Noura to hold her powder or to just be, to just wait, then you can't undercut her. You can't undercut her. You can't undercut her by coming out and then making it look like she snaked the party. You have to be in coordination there because she's the one who takes the fall. And then beyond just the announcement, there's a way that it's going to be framed wrongly that Noura Erakat is somehow selling out to the Democratic Party, or that she's some idiots are going to say she's an operative for the DNC or for Kamala Harris. No, she's doing real politics in real time. Noura Erakat is saying something very simply. So very simple. The goal is victory. And if victory is, at this moment, short-term victory is stopping the genocide, stopping the weapons, then we have to achieve that goal. She said, I'm just trying to stop my people from dying. That's a pragmatic goal. It doesn't mean she sold out. She's a courageous truth teller. It doesn't mean that she doesn't see the poverty of the two-party system. She acknowledged it. But you have to make strategic decisions. And sometimes the strategic decision is to vote green. I've done that a million times. Sometimes the strategic decision is to not vote at all. Sometimes the strategic decision is to let the chaos build and then you come out the other side. I mean, there's lots of strategic moves. But in this election cycle, she made a principled choice that makes sense for her and that makes sense to me. And if you don't like it, cool, but don't misrepresent it. Don't create a context where now somehow one of our most courageous freedom fighters is made to look like a sellout, because she's the furthest thing from that. And that's all I got to say about that. Hopefully Noura will come on and speak for herself. I don't speak for Noura, I only speak for me.